Grier t-shirt.
Welcome to the Dive Bar. Halloween.
Happy Friday.
Ding dong, the
Happy
witch
Halloween.
is dead. Chris Grier is fired, apparently. So, look, we got a lot to talk about. Everybody get in here. I'm sure the chat's going to be super proper today. Not. Yeah, let's get into it.
I'm putting the helmet on as always.
The opportunity is right now.
Terrific defensive play. Intercepted. From the ball off the back. Two on the move. Going deep. Speedways. He's got Hill. He's got Hill. The Dolphins have recaptured the lead.
Boys, what are we thinking? Halloween, boy? Crazy news coming in?
Woo!
Oh,
I was not expecting this. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, this is an absolute treat. This is, in terms of tricks and treats, this is the biggest treat that anybody's getting in their Halloween boxes today, baby. This is incredible news. It's about damn time. This should have happened maybe even 3 to 5 games ago at this point, but it is here. And yeah,
For years.
Yeah, or that's true.
3 to 5 years ago.
Yeah, true. But yeah, man, holy cow! I can't believe it actually
I'm
happened.
stunned.
I thought that he might stay here forever, and we were just going to be cursed for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, we kept talking about it. I think that this is big for me because one, okay, Ross found his balls or has balls. I thought for sure, especially with all the like, he'll never fire Grier. He must have something on him. The lawsuit. I thought for sure Grier was going to get moved to a different role at the end of the day. He was never actually going to get fired. So to see them like not even wait till the end of the year, just drop them off on a Friday, go trick or treating with your kids, brother. Like that, that is such a plot twist for me. And while times are bad and like this season's over in all sense, this still is kind of inspiring. Some, I would say.
Yeah, when there's nothing good to kind of lean on right now, unfortunately, you know, it is the best news that we could possibly hear, right? Because we're at the point now, right, where, like you said, season's over. So now it's right before the trade deadline. What type of rebuild format are we going to go into? But my biggest fear was if we were going to go through this rebuild again, were we really going to run it back with Grier to go through a whole other rebuild that clearly hasn't worked over the course of the last, 15 years or whatever?
His 3 other rebuilds haven't really worked.
You don't get double rebuilds. That's not a thing. And how many coaches? At least like 3 coaches and a 7-year rebuild. Like, nah, brother, the jig is up. But like now, we got to just fire sale everything we can.
No. Dude,
you would assume so.
I was just telling Andre literally beforehand, I want to actually end the season with 0 players on this roster and have every single pick in the draft. Like, I want every single one. I just want to draft we're going to have a college roster, but maybe we're going to develop them to become studs. I want nobody. on this team.
Which now I actually feel fine about doing that because we kept talking about fire sale for weeks, the last couple of weeks, but I didn't feel good about doing that with Grier. Now I'm like, all right, well, can't be worse than what we've already been dealing with as far as like rebuild and like building a roster. So if we can have just new blood in there and say, hey, they're going to come in here, fresh set of eyes, fresh like lens on everything. It's like, this is new life. It's new life.
Yeah.
Also, another key takeaway. This is pretty wild. Like they didn't even give him the trade deadline. They said, dude, take your hands off the wheel. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It needed to happen now. If it was going to happen, it needed to happen now.
No, yeah. So I think one of the big reporters tweeted that they weren't like they haven't really been taking calls at all. So like, yeah, phone lines are open, everybody. We're open for business. Yeah. Come get what you need for your playoff runs. Give us some picks back, Curious to see what happens. They said McDaniel's going to coach for the rest of the year, which is like fine. No need to like get rid of him now. Let's just keep doing what we're doing on the tank to hopefully a top 3 pick. But if we bring in a new GM, like that GM, whoever comes in has to have autonomy to like pick a coach if he so chooses.
Yes, that's a good point too, because if the new GM just doesn't jive with Mike, but Mike has to stay, then that's a whole other problem in itself.
Yeah.
I think, I would be shocked if, we're going to give Mike, the rest of the year for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way Mike stays past this year. I would be, unless maybe we flip the conspiracy on Mike has something on Ross, because and honestly, like, I like Mike. I really do. It's his time here. It's time to go. He's going to go win probably a Super Bowl as an OC somewhere. Yeah. I just think his time in Miami, it's time to move on, and it's time to start absolutely fresh. Like, when we say fresh, everything is fresh. Everything is new.
I know you're saying everything's fresh, right? But like, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, right? Because obviously Tua is a big part of this whole conversation. Is going to be stuck with having to keep Tua, or is it just GM comes in, evaluates the situation, and Tua could be gone too?
What a competent organization does is bring in a new GM, let him or her pick their coach. Let their coach. Hey,
2025.
Oh yeah,
2025.
Yo,
look at the Colts right now with their own, like, Irsay's daughter right now.
Yo, you laugh, but Donna Ponte is out there lingering. And like, she's possible, so like, you got to say it.
That's a real name for this search too, by the way. That will be a name in the search for sure. Donna Ponte is absolutely in consideration.
That's why I said you let them pick their coach, and that coach gets to pick whatever the fuck they want. Like, you can't, no more pawning off previous shit on new people. Like, that clearly didn't work. But I got to bounce, boys. But happy Friday, and what a treat.
Hey, pleasure. Happy Friday. Good news. Let's go.
Dude, what is there anything that, like, you would get mad at that we traded Tua for? Because honestly, I would give him away for free just to get out of. Yeah, I'm saying about just the contract itself, just getting out of that contract. I think it would be huge. I don't know who's going to take it.
Tua's going to go win a Super Bowl with another team. I already know how this is going to work.
No doubt. There's no doubt that he's not going to.
You gave him a good offensive line. He's going to go hoop somewhere. I'm calling it right now.
He's going to be somewhere.
I thought that many a times. I don't believe that anymore. It's not about Tua. I just feel like Tua, transcended and kind of plateaued, and now he's kind of on the downslope. And it's not so much Tua. I think he's been through so much mentally. The body's breaking down a little bit on him. He's throwing the ball in the dirt with any slight pressure now. I feel like it's just snowballed on him. He's broken in more than one way.
I agree with that.
So I just feel like it's not one of those situations where, like, Matt Stafford's in Detroit, of course, wasting his career away, and then goes to, the Rams, and it's like they're like cookie cutter built to win a Super Bowl. But, I wish Tua success. I do believe, like y'all asked Eric, I do believe that you have to give the next guy, if you want a real football competent GM, they're not coming in here with a halfway power of the organization. So you bring a guy in, he's going to have to say, look, I come in, it's my show, right? I run football. Like, I'm not like, I don't grocery shop for my coach. I'm him. So, like, if you want a real deal GM and coach, no one's coming in with half power. So I'm fine with McDaniel finishing out the year. I don't think it really benefits anyone to just throw everything in the garbage. Like, for good or bad, you can find, the silver lining and let McDaniel just ride this out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Who's the guy? Like, who's the dream guy or girl?
Somebody want to take the lead? I'll take the lead. If
I don't
have it's not even, to me, it's not about a name. It's just like, dude,
I got a drink.
Joe said, break out the Eagle Rare. Dude, I got drunk with T-Stead last night. And then what? Luckily, I was already drunk for the game, so I was ready. While all you had to go drink, I was already drunk. Not drinking today though, Joe. I got the shake back. I'm going just anybody. Like, I'm going to the Eagles and begging for one of their people. I'm like, the Lions, please just spare us somebody. So, like, that's how I'm going about it. I need somebody that's been in an organization that has ran shit right, that has the blueprint, that knows what the winning process looks like.
100%. A name that always floated around when people were, obviously wanting Grier gone was Louis Riddick. Obviously he doesn't have that GM experience from, like, actual practical standpoint, but he's a guy that knows ball. I think critiques GMs and coaches in a way that, like, makes a ton of football sense. I know he's been wanting to put in his name in the hat for GM jobs in the past, and I think he's interviewed for a couple over the course of the last few years. He's a name that, I'm sure will be in this hat again if he's interested. And he's a guy that I think could do a great job and knows what it takes to be a GM. But I mean, sheesh. I mean, there's so many names that are going to come out in this process. And like to your point, they just need to be willing to say, hey, we know what the fans have been dealing with for the last 25 years. Like, we need to be aggressive in our approach, and we need to just change the whole dynamic of how this organization has been run for the last 20 years.
100%. I'm with you. Like, I would hire the janitor at the Eagles, like anybody from the Eagles and the Lions, like those. Like, I would poach anybody who's been a part of that rebuild and that system.
Yeah, true.
Like, especially, I mean, what the Eagles have done with Howie Roseman, it's like anybody who. Like, just an absolute wild dream that, like we bring in Dan Marino, Chris Shula, head coach, and maybe the Cuban Missile, Fernando Mendoza.
Oh my God,
we have the all Miami.
On paper that would be sick.
So that's like if it works, it's like the greatest story of all time. But get me anybody, like you said, Eagles, Lions. Even Niners, Packers, like the teams that have been.
You don't want anybody from the Jets?
Yeah, that would be something.
The Jets. Don't ever say that again. I'll kick you off this damn show.
Oh,
dude,
man.
I had another interesting point. I don't know if the chat made me think of it or what. Hold on. Oh, 320 people in here right now watching live. If you're watching anywhere but YouTube, come over to YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, help the boys grow, help us all grow. Thanks to everybody for showing up, dude. 320 people. Obviously, this is exciting times. This is probably the biggest news, like Andre was saying before we went live. This is probably the biggest news that we've had since we traded for Tyreek. Like,
yeah, I'd say that.
%.
So, yeah, thanks for hopping in with
Robbie, us. Cam, minutes.
Huh?
Cam will 50 can jump on him.
Yeah, sure. I'll send him the link. Y'all boys are breaking up over there.
He says we're breaking up over here. Are you guys there? Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you fine. It's just y'all got a little blurry and then y'all keep freezing up a little bit. Also, shout out to Alec Jeffrey for the super chat. He wants y'all to give him a shake and bake.
Oh, shake and bake. Shake and bake. I don't got my Dale to do the bake part though.
I know. I didn't get the Halloween memo, even though it's absolutely Halloween.
It's Friday, Halloween.
The chat's saying that y'all on that dial up.
Pretty much right now. I don't know what's going on.
Tranquilo Cricket Wireless. Look, listen.
It's usually
to defend them, they used all their extra funds to sign us, and then for our follow-up move, they had to give up all their extra money
on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's it's the holidays. Give them a break. The budget's tight. I sent Cam the link on Twitter.
Okay. So he said he's wrapping up a call and then he'll be on in like 10, 15 minutes.
All right, cool. I'll add an announcement on top of the live.
Sweet. And then I kind of want to touch on like just last night's game. Like what are thoughts? I mean, it's just the same brand of football that we've been watching, all year long, but it's like the self-inflicted mistakes over and over again is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's also simultaneously maybe the best performance we've had all year, in the fact that it led us to getting Chris Grier
Exactly,
fired.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
There's a silver lining in that performance last night.
No, like it was all around terrible. There's nothing really it's hard to take any positives from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's again, it's beating yourself. It's the mistakes. They pile up, and it's across the board
everywhere.
Stupid penalties, fumbles. I will say the Ollie Gordon one was atrocious.
That call was terrible.
It kind of like really changed any momentum we had in that game. And yeah, it was so bad. And then like I'm just watching, and mind you, the Ravens didn't even play like out of this world.
Not at all.
But just watching Lamar it up is just like, it's an experience. It's like, it's so cool to see. And like what I would do to have Lamar Jackson. I mean, I would do sick things, like sick things to have Lamar Jackson.
We technically had a chance at him.
We absolutely had a chance.
Yeah.
And also we could have thrown a ton of money at him in free agency and nobody went after him.
I
It was
know.
the weirdest thing. Nobody touched him. And the Ravens were able to just get it back. So
Same thing with Derrick Henry.
yeah.
Funny y'all say that. We was on with T said last night. Not to keep bringing that up, but
Okay,
we were on
bring
with
it up again.
No, but it was cool. We were on with T Stead last night, and he said a little exclusive information. He said when he left Miami, he was selling his Miami house, going back to where I think he lives in Dallas now. And Lamar came to look at one of his cars. He was like, "Man, I love it down here, dude. You know, it's home for me." He's like, "I want to play in Miami before my career ends."
Wow. Well, that might be even bigger breaking news than Chris Grier.
How many more years has Lamar got on his contract?
Yeah,
Are we going to
oh
go
my God,
all
right?
in and trade for him?
No, now it's time to like root against the Ravens so that
They just blow it all up.
What is that? I can't even see the.
It says surprise. Bob remembers last night.
Dude, now now I just want to root against the Ravens any chance I get because the more they lose, the more likely Lamar just leaves. And if he's going anywhere now, it's here. Now, why'd you put that in my head, dude? Like now,
Yeah, no,
like,
you
it's
can't
like-
even say that.
Like, all I can think about are like the photoshops of Lamar Jackson and Finn jerseys.
Dude, hey, that was just look. That was some exclusive boys being boys talking off record. But look, everybody knows that's a no-brainer. Honestly, too, I give respect to Ross. A lot of people said Ross wanted Lamar in that draft, and no one else did, and that might be why they got fired today. He seen Lamar last night and said, "Yeah, I've had enough."
True.
Yeah, I don't know. No, you know what? And also Ross has a lot. Like, there's a lot of things that you can say about Ross. The one thing I will say is that he tried his hardest. Like, I mean, he tried to cheat and get Tom Brady here. Like, we'll always respect
That's
what
true.
Ross tried
That's
to
true.
do. You know, he doesn't always make the best decisions, but at least he puts his.
We lost him again.
We're
Y'all,
taking
y'all
him out.
back? Y'all keep breaking up, boys.
I know.
It's all good.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah, we keep cutting out.
I can see it clearly.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not on Wi-Fi, so. Can you hear us good? Okay.
Yeah, y'all sound good. It's just every once in a while y'all freeze up for like 10 seconds, then
Okay.
you come back.
Got you.
It's all good though. We can just keep rolling. Y'all ain't got to worry about it. I mean, Pooch, keep working, Pooch, but Pooch, you keep working, we'll keep working. We just, you know.
We need to see Pooch. Pooch is in costume too. He's got a full.
Yeah, he's got the average
full
Joe's
Average
costume right there.
Pooch, get on camera. Let's do a little show and tell. Let's see.
Pooch, come on around, Pooch.
Yeah,
There
here he
it
comes.
is.
Here he comes. Poochie. Poochie.
Average Joe.
Crazy day.
It is a crazy day. Pooch, give your thoughts.
Oh my God.
I'm excited for a new chapter, man. You know, I always said if we want to start over with this team, we had to, you know, start completely over and then start from the top down. So, I mean, I'm excited to see the direction of this team. You know, let's see how this team plays now. You know, when Grier's out, let's see how this team kind of reacts, how, you know, this team reacts now with trade deadline coming up. You know, who's going to be making decisions there to really, you know, hone in on, you know, giving, I guess, the next GM, whoever that might be, a platform to actually go out and build this team. So it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks, not only in the field, but just, you know, overall, just to see the moves you make to start, you know, give the next GM, you know, an actual, platform to go out and build this team, whether it's to the draft or, making capital, whatever it is. What did Joe Robbie say? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Hell yeah, you can. So that's what I'm excited to see. Are we really going to go full in and, really give this GM an opportunity to do his job? So, open up some space, get a couple of draft picks in the process, and, make it happen. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, Poochie.
That's it. That's all I got.
It's a beautiful day.
Let him cook, baby. I got one thing. I got one thing to bring up while we're waiting for Cam here. In terms of who do you think we should be like? Who do you think should be the first players on the trade block? Right. Yeah. Obviously, the names are out there: Chubb, Phillips, etc. But like, if there are guys that you think that we can get, one, the most value, two, offload contracts. Who are those guys outside? Obviously, Chubbs and Phillips are probably 1, 2, if I had to guess.
Yeah. I mean, Judon has been a name that's been floated around as well. It's kind of like that whole defensive line.
I would shock Austin Jackson.
Realistically. Yeah, AJ, but he's not even healthy right now, so you're not going to really get a ton of value for him. So, it's not really worth trading a guy like that.
He's on a team-friendly contract. He's on the biggest contract. He's still young.
And then you also need to keep some of your core young guys. Patrick Paul, who's looked pretty good this year. Maybe you can move him, but then you're now without a left tackle spot again,
I think Jalen Wright's an interesting name. He just hasn't really found his role here. So
I'll throw one out that's interesting. I know it's scary because he's literally been our only good player, but
no
way.
No way.
Here's what I'll say, because we're not going to extend him. We're not. If you're in a rebuild, you're not paying the running back a ton of money. Somebody's going to outbid us. Whether or not he wants to stay here on a team-friendly contract, I doubt it. Someone is going to throw money at him. Why not take advantage and load up and get some good value out of him? We're not doing anything this year anyway. We're just running him for no reason.
Is he a first-round pick kind of guy?
I mean, that's the only thing I would take.
I don't know. I don't know if he'd be first round, but
no, but then it's not worth it.
Yeah, let me tell you, he might not be a first round or whatever you think, but I'm like, you got to Laramie Tunsil me to get him. Like, you have to come at me with something where I got to go. Like, we had to go to Tunsil and say, look, dude, this is what they're offering. We really don't have a choice. And Tunsil was like, I would trade me for that too. Okay, let me go pack my bags.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the way, Laramie Tunsil, one of the most important Dolphins in the last 10 years. All right, it's it didn't end up doing anything, but
unreal.
It did absolutely nothing, and that's why we're here having this conversation today, because Grier led that charge, and on paper it looked like a good deal, right? It was like it lets all these draft picks, and we got Tyreek out of it, and we got all this, but here we are today, and we're 2-7.
Yeah. Waddle's another one.
Waddle is one of those names that has been floating around too.
The thing with Waddle's just, I love Waddle, and I'm a Waddle defender to my core. I do think he can be a true number one if he doesn't get injured every other play somehow. But he does always come back. But he's somebody that you can absolutely get good value for, but it's just whether or not someone's willing to take that contract. Right. He's another one we paid a lot of money to. Mm-hmm. So once you pay these guys a lot of money, you are stuck. You run the risk of getting stuck with them. We are most likely stuck with Tua, right? Like in the sense of no, I don't know who's going to want to take on that contract. You'd have to be extremely desperate. And even then, after this season specifically, his value just tanked.
Yeah.
So
Schefter seems to think the obvious names to watch ahead of Tuesday are Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Judon, which make a lot of sense. I think Waddle's probably the biggest name that could be a sneaky move, but even that, I don't know about that one.
Me either.
But honestly, nothing's really off the table for me at this point. You could talk me into about anything.
Anything.
As much as I hate it, because I just want to hold on to something good. If you got the right deal for Achane, I guess you'd have to pass it up. You'd have to do that too. It's just that I don't want to just get rid of everything. I want to just, you want to have something to build around. But I do understand, Achane is in the best, portion of his career. Does he want to waste it? And then what do we really have to offer for him? And he's got to ask for the bag, and that'll be a crossroads they will have to discuss. So it's not just about the Dolphins either, right? So Achane can easily go in that office and say, look, dude, I'm the man. I'm special. And I'm not going to sit here in my mid-20s and waste it. Like, you know, let me go chase a ring. Let me go be an important factor on a real team. Let me do that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a ton of leverage because reality is he's the only good as part of this team. And he's single-handedly has carried our offense pretty much all year.
Yeah.
So if anyone has leverage, it's him. And it's what he chooses to do with that leverage at the end of the day. Because he could say, get me the hell out of here and I'm going to go get paid somewhere else and win.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, you gotta, well, one thing Grier did is it seems like Grier did is he respected players. Like the Ramsey thing. Ramsey said, you know, he had a lot of differences with maybe McDaniel or whatever, but he had love for Grier. One, because I mean, Grier obviously, you know, rubbed the palm. Also, they did have dialogue though. There was open dialogue. It wasn't just, okay, you don't want to be here, let's ship your ass to Cleveland like we did Jarvis, you know? It was like, okay, you don't want to be here, let's talk about it. Let's work together. Let's find a solution that helps everyone. And they got him to Pittsburgh. And, you know, he respected that. I think that's something, you know, and if you want these agents to like you, work with you in the future, you do kind of have to give a little bit to these stars, unfortunately. So it's not crazy to think that Achane can't force his way out of here and get somewhere nice. So
absolutely
something to keep in mind.
Has any first-year GM ever won a Super Bowl?
They're about to find out.
Dude, I love that the delusion of Dolphins.
I mean, it's actually, bro, it's crazy.
Here we are, 2-7, new GM, and we're like, I'm already thinking about next year. Maybe we can win a Super Bowl.
I flip on a dime like that. Like, it's like I went, you know, paper bags to back to get last night were the worst. This is the worst. I was literally actually saying yesterday, I was like, I actually enjoyed the 1-15 season more than this, because at least at that one, you knew how bad we were. And at that point, you're just like trying to get a win, and the team fought hard and finally got one. It was like, that was exciting. This season has been such a, like, I just feel deflated, defeated. And this news alone has brought me all the way back that, I'm thinking Soupy first year, new GM. Let's rock it.
Yeah.
I know, you know, like the 5 stages of grief. I woke up thinking about that this morning, and I'm like, where am I in this process, right? So I was like, it's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, right? So I remember when we lost our first 3 games, I was in that denial phase, like, we're fine. Then we lost again, and I got angry. I did go through that phase. Then I started doing the bargaining. We did a lot of bargaining on the pod, right? And then I went through the depression phase, like, probably last week. I think that's where I was. I was like in that depression phase. I'm 100% in the acceptance phase, even before the Grier news came. Like, last night happened, and I genuinely just didn't care. I was like, it is what it is. Here we are. Like, why do I have any other expectations at this point than what I saw last night? So I went through it. We went through it.
Honestly, the only thing for me is that I've got so many futures on this team that it's just like every game I get closer, just getting smoked, like waiting for my day to come of all my futures missing. And it just pisses me off to no end. Yes, I'm kind of with you in the acceptance stage too. I've accepted how bad and this season sucks. It's just also like, there's nothing I can do. I'm still going to watch every week, and I'm still going to go. I have season tickets. I've had it all my whole life. I'm going to every game no matter what. But like, it's like, shit, dude. Like I used to get excited, man. I don't. Now they're like a chore. I think it's like, damn it, I got the damn Dolphins game this weekend. And there's nothing I can do. I'm like my wife's like, why don't you just not go and not watch? I'm like, are you crazy? Of course. They have me, you know, in a choker. I mean, like this team.
Okay, go. Well, Mama said no, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, do your thing.
We've got unlimited rain now.
Go crazy. Go crazy. I'm trying to see if Josh Moser can join also in like 10 minutes.
Let's do it.
So we can get Cash. Let's see. He's texting me back right now.
We back.
Hey.
Dude, my wife let my daughter stay home because of Halloween. She just walks here like, hey, can I eat some of my candy? I'm like, get the hell out of here.
Hey, what are you dressing up as tonight?
Me?
Come on, I know you got a costume.
I'll probably just rock what I rocked for the show, the old Terrifier mask with the Daisy glasses, Terrifier shirt, you know, scare a couple kids, you know, have a couple parents mad at me. Typical shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Are you rocking that tonight?
I am rocking this tonight. I'm doing this tonight, and then I'm doing Jack Sparrow tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, y'all have like a wardrobe. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared for these
No,
moments.
Andre sleeps in this thing now, by the way. He's
Yeah.
with the jumpsuit.
Yeah, it's actually so comfortable.
Dude, what if I wear full suit, random ball cap, right? Even though I'm bald, random ball cap, full suit, and unemployment paperwork.
I like it.
I love
Chris Grier. Hell yeah.
And I just look at kids, scare the fuck out of them. I go, you're more worried about the O-line than we are.
If you know, you know. If not, they'll just be like, who is this guy?
Yeah, they're like, wait, what? You say that, motherfucker.
Wow. Let me see. Let me see something here. Wow. You know, this is breaking news when my own girlfriend is sending me a screenshot of Chris Grier getting fired. And she barely cares about football.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In every group chat that I'm in, is the notification has been sent. Like every single one. They don't even have to be Dolphin related group chats. It's boom, 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 every single one. Like it's and the memes that are flowing with it are incredible.
Oh, well, now that I'm actually looking, I just saw the headline. What she actually sent me is our live that we're on right now.
Oh,
it's like a screenshot of the live.
Yeah. What up, Val?
Let's go.
Yeah, my girlfriend or my shit.
Oh,
no.
Hey, watch out. I didn't even say a word.
Listen, I have not done that in a long time. Kind of makes me feel young again. Anyways, my wife, bless her heart, I'll come in the room and be like, you ain't, dude, we freaking, it don't matter what I tell her. It could be the most, we fired Chris Grier. She'll be like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you don't get it. Let me text the group chat. You just don't get it.
Oh, man. Honestly, yeah. My wife, honestly, same thing. She's just like, and she likes sports, but like she doesn't know like names and stuff.
Of course,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like if I told her Chris Grier just out of nowhere just got fired, she'd be like, who the hell is that?
Right.
and mind you, at the same time, this guy's been tormenting my life for years. One of my biggest arch nemesis, and she has no idea.
Yeah.
She hasn't seen the axe throwing wall that you have of his face.
Yeah, exactly.
The chat keeps saying that Louis Riddick tweeted something, but I went to his page. Maybe he deleted it. Was it that crazy? Because I don't see it. I was going to bring it up. But the chat keeps telling me.
He put eyes emoji at 28 minutes ago. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I would love Louis Riddick.
Give them to me. I would love that too. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got mixed reviews on Louis Riddick. I don't know. I'm with you on that.
2 seconds.
I'm just a guy, you know what I'm saying, running like a subpar podcast. But
hey, no. Above par. I was about to say par.
Bogey.
No, but
it's just that it's like, I think that what enticed him so much to Dolphin fans early was his support for Tua. And he loved Tua. He was all about Tua. And I think that got a lot of people on his side. He thought that the team was built improperly for Tua, which I can respect that. I think we all agree with that. But I think that now, like, the tuxedos are kind of fucked up, right? So, like, it's like when you make your name off one thing, it's just like McDaniel. It's like he went to bat to get Tua paid, and now Tua is not doing well. You can't just excuse that or overlook it. It goes both ways. So, like, 100%. That would be my issue.
No, I'm with you 100% on that too, and kind of on the McDaniel point, because like, yeah, he essentially hitched his wagon onto Tua, right? He made Tua all this money, like his system. He built it around Tua. Everything was for him, and so unfortunately, when you tie yourself to a quarterback, especially what should have been a franchise quarterback, when things don't go well and things are, if one's exiting, let's say, I mean, Tua's not exiting this year. Tua will be our quarterback next year, whether we like it or not. Mike is going to be tied with it, and he's going to be gone with it as well. I do think Mike, listen, where he is, I think he's going to be an OC somewhere and dominate.
Other coaches respect the shit out of him too.
He still is a really good offensive genius, honestly. It's just for him, it's whether or not he has the head coach intangibles of being able to lead a team and, garner that respect that, a lot of these head coaches, they do. Yeah. And I think, and it's okay to be like, there's people that are just good coordinators, right? We see that all the time, coordinators that can't make the jump. What hurts for him, what sucks for him is that, when he did come, we led us to the playoffs and we had a lot of good seasons. But it's just now, it's just like the way that, especially with the offseason noise, especially around Ramsey and nothing felt right. And it's time for him to go too. And once you go all in on one player on a franchise quarterback specifically.
Yeah, and that doesn't work. I mean, essentially you're going to have to break it apart.
To move on.
Yeah. I think a lot of these, I think they all should be attached to the hip, honestly. So
yeah,
it's ran its course. Tua got, 2 full regimes or half regimes, I guess. And Chris Grier was here for all of it, but he got the Flores. Whatever happened there. You got McDaniel, who showed him 700 clips on why he could be great, made him great, led the league in passing 2023. I think, honestly, McDaniel got all he could out of the situation. I really do think that. And, it wasn't all bad. It definitely had its highs. I think 2023, probably the best year of football we've watched in our lifetime. So it's not like it's a total waste of time. But yeah, when things have run their course, you kind of got to accept them for that. Right. And I think, that's here, there was highs, the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. Unfortunately, today is, one of the lows.
I know.
Whoever this new GM is, though, O-line, come on. Is this finally the era where we can have a good O-line? Please, for the love of God, bro. Question in the crowd.
Pucci's got a question.
Not a question, a statement. I would say the 1 year we had a competent O-line, this offense was the best it ever was.
Yeah, he said that.
We had a middle of the ground. I know those already brought up, but having a good O-line is a start to any good rebuild. If you don't have an O-line, there's no chance. There's no point.
Right. O-line essential to the rebuild. And
he needs the time to dissect the field, He needs the time to go and analyze and not worry about having to get the ball out in 2.5 seconds every single time. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
And he's playing scared right now. That's the truth of it.
Yeah, he's playing scared.
He's never comfortable in that pocket.
Well, when you have also a franchise that has convinced you to tell you that you have to not get hit, right? So the moment he feels any sit or pressure, like how Bobby was saying, right? What was he doing? He's just throwing the ball into the ground. He knows he can't take a hit. And at this point, it's affecting his extension of plays ability. And you'll see flashes of it. We saw a little bit in that Atlanta game, a little bit. Yeah. But reality is you see so many times where any little pressure comes and he's just throwing the ball down in there or he's sailing the ball super high because he knows.
With a Hail Mary, he just dove to the ground.
Right. Yeah. and it's just him protecting himself because what is it? Availability is what's that saying?
I know what you're trying to say.
The best ability is availability.
Right. Best ability is availability. Right. And Tua knows that. But it's almost put him in a shell, not allowing him to do the plays that a Lamar can make or a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen, where when there's nothing, they still find a way to make a play. Tua just isn't that guy.
No, he's not that guy. I mean, and that's kind of what we get in the drafting a quarterback coming off a hip injury. You know what I mean? It's it goes all the way from the beginning, but
here we are
here now.
New era, boys. New era.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, Tua is just a within structure kind of guy. He just needs things to be on time. And he's a good point guard. I mean, in that sense, Tua is a very good point guard. There's not many better people you could ask for that just need to get the ball from point A to point B. If that's the way things work. Unfortunately, they don't always work that way in the NFL.
What worries me too about him is all the out of the field stuff of this year, all the press conferences and all the it's more than the noise, right? There's always noise around Tua, but it's always media first, right? Critiquing his play and things like that. But now this season specifically, he's also almost welcomed the noise in the sense of he's starting some of the noise himself, which has just led to an even angrier mob, in my opinion. And I'm sure, listen, I know, I don't know Tua personally. He seems like a great guy. I think he honestly more than anybody needs a fresh start elsewhere.
Yes, I agree.
I think just I don't think he can come back. I don't think he even wants to come back. Like I sometimes watch him, especially yesterday, walking on the field. Like he just looks so dejected. I know they just lost, but like he's just like hearing the boos raining down. It's got to weigh on you,
of course,
and which has led to some of these not necessarily outbursts, but like out of character
reactions
for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like I think it's an all around bad mix right now, and for his sake, I think somebody offer us anything, please. Come take his contract. Please. Thank you.
It is crazy, though, how like polarizing Tua has been in his career because he's always just been the guy in the spotlight. Like, for whatever reason, like good or bad.
Yeah.
Everybody has always had something to say about him. And even if he doesn't do anything, it's like someone has to make a comment about him. And it's crazy. And obviously, we hear a lot more of it because we're Finch fans. But like, even going into, I think it was his rookie season, he was the #1 selling jersey in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like Tua's just got a ton of attention on him. And then when things are just not going well, like all that's just going to get amplified.
Yeah. No, for people asking, Cam Wolfe has not made it yet. He is retweeting stuff right now, so I assume he's on his way.
Yeah, he texted me at 12:10 that he should be on in about 5 minutes. So I'm assuming any moment now he should be jumping on.
Yeah, I put 2 and 2 together. I figured if he was retweeting, he's probably making his way to the DMs. He just retweeted Jaden Daniels is officially back, so that's cool. Right in time to beat the Dolphins next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Or no, the week after. Don't worry, we got to get through Josh Allen.
Yeah. I'm considering the Bills week already started. So.
Oh, true.
What's funny about this? Go ahead.
Go. No, go.
It's funny how this has failed again. Because beginning of the year, I thought the Bills have the opportunity to come into Miami, beat the shit out of us, and probably get McDaniel fired. That was my thought the first time around because of the start of the season. And then we played a damn good game against the Bills. And I was like, well, damn, that probably bought McDaniel a month. And it's like, then we beat the Falcons, and that probably bought McDaniel some time, right? Well, here we are again, like pretty much facing reality, and here come the Bills. It's like, man, it just always works out like that, don't it?
What happens if we beat the Bills?
Oh,
the first game without Chris Grier.
The interim coach. What is it? It's like when
like UCLA's coach came in after they hadn't won a game, and then they beat Penn State in his first time calling plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we beat the Bills, McDaniel gets another extension. And it's not like they don't erase the other one. He keeps getting paid for this contract, and they give him a second one running parallel. My boys froze right in the middle of my joke. Unreal. Damn, my boys froze.
Hey, we heard you.
Oh, there they are. Dude, I was worried there for a second, boys. Jesus Christ.
I don't know what's going on.
It just happens every once in a while. I think y'all good now.
All right.
Y'all good?
Let me see. Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear
Are
you.
you good?
We heard you the whole time too. So.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. It's just
I hit my punchline and y'all just froze up, and I was like, damn, okay, I guess it wasn't funny.
No.
They're still in shock from the Grier firing.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what.
All right, Cam's jumping on.
This seat is
All right.
hot, dude. I'm on the
you're
hot
getting
seat,
hit by
bro.
the
I
sun
got
right now.
the windowsill here. I wore a jacket or a sweater because it's 70 degrees in Miami, which means it's cold. And now I'm just in the middle of the sun. The sun just smacking me right now.
All right, so yeah, Chris Grier fired this morning. Got Cam Wolfe of NFL Network coming in. He's been on a long phone call. Hopefully, we're getting a little insight. Hopefully, that phone call is relative to what we're about to be talking about. So yeah, exciting stuff. Firsthand, we always do our best to get you the best insight, the quickest, the most organic and fun stuff. I don't know. I'm just coming to oars right now.
Just keep buying time to get Cam on.
Yeah. nonetheless, y'all know our viewers know that we always try to match up timing and guests with like perfectness and like relativeness. And Cam Wolfe can't think of a better person right now to come on here and speak the gospel for 10 minutes.
Absolutely. 100%. I actually saw him yesterday. He was looking nice and fresh in his suit. Guy knows how to dress, bro. Guy knows how to dress.
Oh, that's what y'all can talk about. Y'all was at the game last night. What was the vibe like?
I actually didn't get to watch a ton of it, so Dave can definitely speak more on it. But I mean, ton of Ravens fans,
dude.
Ton of Ravens fans. It was like, insane.
It was the ultimate mix of obviously Lamar and Zay Flowers being local guys,
right? But
also just like, dude, it was insane. Like when
Tua made that comment about the third down. Yeah. It was loud on third down when we were on offense.
We were walking into the same because there's so much traffic getting in. And so, like, we were walking in on the play. Like, we got in with, like, 8 minutes left in the first quarter. And whatever, we're walking in, and we just hear the place erupt. And we're like, oh, my God, did we just miss? Because we had the ball. A crazy touchdown or something. And it was the fumble, the first fumble of the game. Yeah. And I was like, dude, what? Is that how many Ravens fans are in there? And that's how many Ravens fans.
Yep.
They were louder than Dolphin fans for sure.
I think they might have had the advantage yesterday. Like 55-45 kind of deal.
Crazy. It was crazy, honestly. But yeah, in terms of experience, it's probably one of the worst games we've ever been to. In the sense of like, it's kind of just like the stockpile of the season at a culmination of like where there was zero hope really in the second half, and like people were booing, people were leaving. It's just like you're just sitting in your seat and you're like, this sucks. Dude.
Paper bags came out too.
Paper bags came out. Yeah. It's just like we're back. We're like we're in it. We're in that era, and it just sucks that I have to go to every game.
Before Cam gets in here, we have 515 people in the live stream right now.
Holy shit.
Hey, if you're not watching on YouTube, bring it over to YouTube. I understand if you're listening in the space. I know that's more convenient, but if you can, come over to YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe for the boys, help the show grow. Obviously, it helps us in the algorithm to have more people in here. We got the famous Joe Robbie in the chat. So, I mean, where else are you? Where else? Oh, God, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Where is he? Get him in here.
He'll buy us a little time. Let me see.
Or he's going to drive around with Android.
We're about to get choppy Joe Robbie driving down the street in the middle of rush hour.
I love it.
I know how this goes.
Oh, I'm actually, honestly speaking of, I'm actually starving. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Send me the link. I need in. Oh, God. Here comes. Hey, the thing is, we got over the first little, we did our rant. He's coming in fresh.
Yeah. We're just gonna mute ourselves and let him go. Let him go to work.
Here we
Let's
go.
How else the fuck are you at, baby?
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. I'm here live at the Pep Boys, getting my battery changed. Dead battery? Don't care. Chris Grier's dead. Don't care. Nothing can ruin my day. Supposed to take my wife to the Conrad Hotel for a nice beach day. Don't care right now. No speed bumps can get in my way today, boys.
Oh, man.
Dude, I love
what a day,
Shout out
right?
to these guys at Pep Boys, just doing a great job right now.
Shout out Pep Boys, baby.
Who do you know that brings you live coverage via Pep Boys? Come on, baby.
One of one.
Hey, this is podcast of the people for the people. Come on, man.
Hell yeah.
Come on, boys.
Dude.
Who knew 28-6 felt so good the next day?
Right? That's what we were saying. That was the silver lining in that loss. That's for damn sure.
Might be the best game of the season.
I mean, listen, that's where I was at, right? So I was like, all right, we're either going to fucking shock the world and win, or we're going to get our asses whooped and we get Chris Grier fired. It was a win-win, baby. It was a win-win.
That is so true.
You know what I just realized? Like you're like, obviously when you first enter, you're like doing the pumping stuff. And now it actually just hit me that you are in public and people are just probably watching you like a madman. I love it.
Jesus Christ.
They're going to understand.
My man, what's up, baby? Straight from North Carolina.
I'm not going to lie. The silver lining last night was the fact that live on T-Stead's podcast, I called out the Mark Andrews first tutty.
Yeah, and then he hit 2 straight.
Good Lord.
All right, Joe, we love you, but the main event is finally here, baby.
Yo, I'm going to roll anyways. I just wanted to come and say what's up.
All right.
Later, fellas.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, Cam Wolfe. Let's go, baby. How we doing?
What's good, fellas?
Chilling, waiting on you, baby.
Yeah, my bad, man. Been a busy morning. Running around doing like 17.
What up, Cam?
But glad to join you guys. What's good, Dre?
What's good? How we feeling?
I'm good, man. I think Dolphins fans are probably feeling a little better. At least give you some pains. You know, when you're in pain, I was thinking about this a little bit ago. When you're in pain, you just want to just have somebody else feel a little bit of your pain. If you feel like they caused some of it. Chris Grier is a good dude, and so you know, I'm sure he and his family will take this tough, but it was headed this way. You know, whether it was now or at the end of the season, they made too many money moves to not win playoff games, too many failed draft picks for this not to be the end for him.
Yeah, so like you were there last night, right?
Yeah, I was there last night. Yep.
Was there any vibe like post game or anything that maybe something was coming down the pipeline this morning, or was this kind of surprising?
No, not really. As far as the immediacy, I had heard throughout the process Mike McDaniel was going to get throughout the season. They were wanting to be patient with that. Sounds like that's still the plan. I know people still want Mike's job for blood now. Next, it does not sound like that's going to happen anytime soon. They're going to let him go through the year. You know, obviously, if the owner gets embarrassed in a different way, maybe he changes his mind sometime in December. But I think Chris was the move primarily because the trade deadline is Tuesday. And I think that's such an important part of this where I think if they won this game, you might have been looking at a situation where, hey, let's push forward. We're still a contender, which has been their mindset throughout. Like I've talked to teams and they always text me because they know I'm down here. They're like, hey, we want Jalen Phillips. We want Chris. We want Bradley Chubb. You know, what's going on? I'm like, the Dolphins are saying they're not trading anybody. And I think that Chris very much knows that he was fighting for his job, and he knows that trading those guys is not helping him keep his job. So the only way to move forward with the path where we've got to reset to 26 is to move on now, have a guy in Champ Kelly as an interim, and I think you'll see a couple of guys at least being traded off this team in the next week.
Boys, y'all got anything?
And we kind of touched on it, but the reality was that if we were going to go, you lose this game. If you're going to go through a rebuild, you couldn't do it with Grier again, right? Like we've already done that. We've already been through that motion. So the timing of it, to your point, makes sense considering trade deadline. Because if we're going to go down that path, reality is it can't be through the decisions of Chris Grier because it's now a new beginning, essentially. And I think to your point, the timing makes a ton of sense considering like here we are at 2-7. It's time to move on because the roster's just not going to win games.
Yeah, because you got to look at it this way, right? Like any of us, if we're in a situation, we're always thinking, what's the best thing that's going to help us keep our jobs, win now, and you got to take that out of it from a big picture franchise perspective when you're 2-7. Like they played well against the Falcons. They had this little spark. There was this hope around the building of like, what if this is a run? What if this is this? And I think last night just crushed all of that. It's like, okay, let's be real. This is not a team that's going to compete for anything. And I think that's why you see the move. I do think that we're probably headed towards a full reset, but Mike will get through the year to see what he can do there. But yeah, they've done a lot of half-measure changes throughout the last 10 years for the Dolphins. They get rid of a GM or get rid of a head coach, but don't keep the GM. They get rid of Tannenbaum, but elevate Grier. And so it seems like we're finally headed towards a full reset with a full new vision there. And I think that's something Dolphins fans probably have been looking forward to.
With that reset, go for it, Bob.
All right. I was just going to say, that's kind of what I said as far as like, if you want competent football people to come into your organization and take over, they don't want half measures. No one's going to be like, hey, we want you to come in, but you're going to have to listen to this guy. We want you to come in and control the roster, but you have to answer to this coach. No, if you want the right guy, a real football guy, they want to come in and say, look, you want me to do the job, let me do the job. I got my guys. I know who I want to hire. Let me do my process. Let me make roster decisions. Let me decide if we're rolling with Tua or not. Don't put him on my plate.
Yeah.
And, hey, by all means, let him choose. But you can't get – and that's kind of how we ended up with Mike McDaniel. Now, I was a big advocate for Mike McDaniel, but it wasn't really it wasn't people lining up for Miami's job last time because it's like we're keeping Boyer. We're keeping Grier. We need a coach. And you got to keep Tua and make it work. And it's like, not everybody's signing up for that. So I love hearing that, no one rooted for Mike harder than me. I wanted him to succeed more than anybody we've had in my lifetime for sure. But it is good to hear that they're finally going to clean the full slate and give it a real go at a true rebuild.
Wait, with that said, like how aggressive do you think the Finns are going to be at this trade deadline? And do you think there's anybody that is like untouchable, or do you think this, like, honestly, let's see what we can get for anybody?
Yeah, they're not trading Devon Achane. I don't think they're trading Jalen Waddle. I know there were some tweets this morning that he was in the picture. I don't think that's a part of the future. But a lot of those defensive guys that are, towards the end of their contract that have been mixed results, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, I'll start with those two because those are guys I've heard the most text from. And like the Dolphins standpoint before today was, you're going to have to blow us away. And teams were like, wait, what? These guys are in your last deal. You're a losing team. And they just hadn't realized yet the season was over. And so I think you'll see those prices go down. And whether it's one or both, I think that it's a good chance you see at least an edge rusher dealt from that group because they have a lot of desire. I look at Philadelphia to start. That's a team with Vic Fangio there that has some familiarity with these guys. So whether it's Chubb or Phillips, it wouldn't surprise me if, they get maybe a 4th round pick or so for one of those pass rushers and say that's worth it for us to move forward. Minkah Fitzpatrick's another guy. He did a sweetener for his deal, but didn't do an extension. I heard the Patriots had called around a little bit on Minkah. I don't know if the Dolphins would do it in division trade, but he's a guy who could help a team with his experience and that secondary. Rasul Douglas, another name as well, who's played pretty well this year. And he could be a guy that, teams need a cornerback that could be on the market. So I'd say those are some guys that I look for. I don't know if this will be a full fire sale. We'll get rid of 5 or 6 guys, but I'd imagine out of those guys I mentioned, at least 2 of those guys are probably gone.
You kind of answered it. I was going to ask, who is the biggest name that might be a surprise trade? I guess Minkah would be your answer there.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, I don't know if I consider it a surprise because he's on the last year of his deal. He probably wasn't coming back. But yes, because you just traded for him and because he's a homegrown guy, then yeah, maybe that would be the name. I'm trying to think. They don't really have a lot other veteran talent on offense that you would think was expendable. If Darren Waller was healthy, maybe he would be an appealing candidate for some people, but he's not. And we've already seen this Dolphins offensive line. I don't think anybody's picking any parts from that. I think that you're probably going to look primarily on the defensive side of the ball and see some trades from there.
Yeah, and real quick, like on the –
go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, because we're talking about rebuild, right? And, Tua is, you got a new GM, and Bobby, you kind of alluded to it, right? Like this whole complete restructure, and that obviously involves the quarterback. But Tua is still owed a lot of money, going forward. Like, how do you go through that process? Because, he's supposed to be the franchise guy. You paid him to be the franchise guy. Now here you are essentially going through a rebuild with a new GM. It's not like you could just say, hey, yeah, we're done with him and move on. And you maybe try to trade him and you remove that contract. But reality is, like, one, who's going to take him? Maybe there is a market for him, but I don't know how much of a market there is for him. And if there's not a market for him, you're stuck paying him. So, like, the GM is going to have a tough task on his hands kind of figuring out that situation as a whole.
Yeah, Dre, it's a great question. And when you start to look at the end of the year, there's going to be more teams that have GM openings. And you got to like rank like which one is more desirable. Dolphins may be towards the bottom because of some of the things you mentioned. Like cap space is going to be limited. They were already resetting financially because of the big deals they gave to Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey and Tua and all these guys that kind of have, Jalen Waddle, that have kind of muddied up their cap as they went all in. You mentioned Tua. He's under contract through 26. He's guaranteed money. So he's going to be on the roster in 26. It's just whether the question is he your unquestioned starter, or are you already starting the clock of, hey, I'm looking in the draft for a quarterback option. I'm looking for a competition. I think what's different about this search than previously, when they were hiring Mike, they had already decided to keep Chris, and they had already came in with the mindset that Tua is our guy. We need somebody to fix Tua. And so you were sort of handicapped candidate-wise. You got to keep Tua, like you guys talked about. You're keeping Josh Boyer. You're keeping this frame. I think they're going to be a lot more open-ended of hearing the plan to get them out of this and into a better space. And so my thought is, at least from the initial thought, is they may have to go a little deeper into the rebuild to fix this thing, which I know Dolphins fans would love a quick fix, but I don't see a quick fix with the roster currently constructed. We're 26 with a new regime. You're getting back in contention. So maybe it's using 26 to clean up that space, just kind of eating Tua's deal and waiting for it. And then you move 27 with whoever your new guy is, moving forward with a lot of these money, big deals off the cap.
Yeah, I wanted a funny tweet I just seen. Someone said Champ Bailey taking over. Not Champ Bailey. Champ Kelly taking over for as GM on the most important weekend of the year, and it's a picture of Sonny Weaver Jr. from draft day. I wanted to, with that being said, I wanted to get your opinion. Do you know much of Champ Kelly? Is that like a potential marriage, or this is true interim situation?
Yeah, I know Chip Kelly pretty well, actually. I've known him since he was with the Raiders. He was the interim GM there. He was part of the assistant GM ranks coming up under Dave Ziegler. Really good, smart mind. Like, he's been one of those guys that for like a decade has been, hey, he's the next up to get a GM. As far as interviewing, he's interviewed for these gigs for 4 or 5 years, but he's never got it. And I'm not sure the reason interview-wise why he hasn't got one yet. But he was the interim with the Raiders when they hired Antonio Pierce, went to a run the second half of the year, had some success there, made a little bit of changes there. And I think you'd make the Sonny Weaver joke. I think a large reason he's there is because you need somebody that's a little bit removed from the attachment to some of these guys. Jalen Phillips is the guy you drafted. That's a Miami dude. You wanted him to be your 15-year pass rusher. Hasn't quite run out. The emotional connection for Chris Grier may be different than Champ Kelly, who just got there, same for Bradley Chubb. You traded a first-round pick for him. You're thinking, dang, I'm only going to get a fourth. I traded a first. You got to take that out of your mind. It's a sunken cost. So some of those things will help. As far as him being a real candidate, I think he will be. Now, the process is, do you want to do a completely different way of doing it? Versus having somebody who has been a part of the building the last 2 years as part of these deals. So if he makes some great moves and things are flowing and there's the right head coach partnership, because that'll be a big key. A lot of times the Dolphins, we talk about the half measures. These day and ages, we see the pairing so often. Who's the GM? What's his connection with the head coach? How does it work? If there's a head coach candidate out there they really like that has a connection with Champ, then that's probably his best chance to stay.
Boys, let's do a couple more here. We never would I have imagined when we went live about Chris Grier being fired, we'd be on here an hour and 5 later, but you don't always get Cam Wolfe hitting you with a text message saying I can hop on. So let's do a couple more. Y'all got any last questions? David, Andre?
I mean, what are the chances that Mike
Did I lose you?
They freeze up every once in a while.
Okay, gotcha.
Go ahead, Andre.
What are the chances that Mike does stay after this?
I heard the question there, so I'll just jump in there. I mean, I think it's unlikely based on the situation that we have there. I think that you've seen kind of how this year's going. There's been questions about, leadership going forward of Mike. Can he have the leadership qualities to lead them out of this? And I think that's still a big question. Now, if he gets on a run late in the year, sometimes that can convince an owner, hey, maybe we have maybe we can do one more year. And because of the Tua factor, I'd say that's the only reason it's not 0%. He is probably the only guy that can save Tua. And so if Ross has any inclination of let's hold on hope, Tua can still be our guy, then that would be Mike's chance. I don't think there's a separation of church and state here where you see a world where the Dolphins move forward with a new quarterback, but Mike is still a part of it. And so I think for better or for worse, Mike is tied to Tua. The only route I see is if they use 2026 as kind of that punt reset year and say, hey, we don't want to go ahead and waste a new coach first year. Let's go ahead and let Mike eat it. And then we make a move after 26 with a new head coach and a new quarterback. But my initial thought is probably 10% chance that we see, Mike McDaniel continue.
David?
It just happened basically. And are there any guys out there that, any names out there that could be a fit or might be not necessarily a fit, but might be interviewed for this position when the time comes?
Yeah, I think it's a little early for that, but I will say that it's interesting because you get Brian Flores, very big disciplinarian, leadership, but doesn't treat people great. People just do not like the vibe. Then you have Mike McDaniel, who's the complete opposite. Great for the offense, great for Tua, treat people great, doesn't necessarily have the leadership and authority nature. I typically say you go the opposite when you fire a head coach, but they just have the opposite. And so there's not like an immediate, hey, we're going to go get a disciplinarian. Okay, you just did that. And so because of that, I think they're probably a little bit more open-minded. You don't need to have someone to rescue Tua because he may not be a part of the future. And you also don't need anybody to just, MF someone. So I think they'll be a little bit open-ended. I don't know that there's an immediate guy that I say, hey, he's the one. I've heard, Shula out there with the Chargers is obviously the family connection there. Anthony Campanelli, who was here in Miami, has had some success in Jacksonville. If you look at things that have gone right in your division, Joe Brady's done a really good job with Josh Allen out there. He's a home kid. They've had some up and down struggles this year with offense, but he's a guy that I'm sure if offered the job would love to take it. Those are a few guys that immediately come to my head. And then obviously you got college coaches. Steve Sarkisian was a name that came up and caused a lot of headlines recently. But, Steve Ross has got a lot of money and he's not getting any younger. And so it would not surprise me if he pulled off the checkbook and was willing to be aggressive for whoever the top head coach candidate is at that time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think that pretty much sums it up. Cam, appreciate you, impromptu jumping on and spending some time and giving the subscribers something to, some insight from a professional level. Andre, David, thanks for hanging out. Call your Wi-Fi provider ASAP.
Yes.
For real.
Cam, you got a guy you can connect them with?
I do, but I got so much cool equipment in this house that you guys probably don't want these boxes, man. I got the whole team cam set up. I probably need like World War III to take down my Wi-Fi, given how much TV I do here. So I don't know if you guys want this. I changed my whole guest bedroom into a TV room, and so I'm just looking at box after box and lights and.
That might be what we need, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
We like what you're saying. Y'all boys let me know if you need any money. I'll help chip in. It's funny you say that though about the middle room. This middle room was my wife's office once upon a time. Then I was like, we're gonna start a podcast, and I used her setup for a while. I just put like a flag up when I did my stuff, and then next thing you know, I had. Her flower was gone and my Ricky Williams poster was up. Next thing you know, I had two desks in here and she was on this side and I was on this side. Next thing you know, this just became the podcast room, man. You know what I mean? So God bless my wife. When you do it, you do it. So, and God bless my wife. I know that if your wife's anything like mine, they sacrifice. They don't want to give up the extra rooms because this was her space. You know, she's a therapist. She does a lot of online stuff with clients and whatnot. So yeah, it's funny how it goes, man. And it definitely takes more than people think to have a setup and, have it always accessible.
For sure. 100%.
All right.
Well, all right, fellas. Until next time.
Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. See ya.